This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Dartmouth blaze. Fire destroys 3 buildings, leaving a number of residents and a business displaced.
Support slashed. Nova Scotia cuts funding for Foster Family Association as government plans to take over services.
And novel success. Community focus keeps Halifax's used bookstores thriving.
Another nice one shaping up for Wednesday with some sunshine in the mix, mild temperatures, some showers later the week. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. Residents and a business owner in Dartmouth are grappling with the sudden loss of their homes, storefront, and belongings.
A major fire on Gaston Road Monday evening left several buildings destroyed. As the CBC's Meg Campbell reports, those displaced are now picking up the pieces.
Gaston Road in Dartmouth was filled with fire trucks and onlookers Monday evening as a fire tore through these buildings. A number of residential units and a business were destroyed. All tenants made it out safely, including Amal Dev, owner of Namaste Indian Grocery. He says while the exterior was not badly damaged, there's little left inside.
There's a lot of water and there's a big fire from the backside, so shelves everything down, all that, there's no power. So they said we cannot use the building anymore. I don't know what to do. We have a lot of employees. They all depend on the store.
Dev was alerted by his wife. The store has been on Gaston Road for 6 years. And now Dev and his employees are unsure what comes next.
They were all shocked that nobody slept last night, They don't know what to do because it's the first time happening for us, So we don't know what to do.
Like Dev, Ankush Ragwar is waiting for answers. He lives in one of the destroyed units and is still in shock at what happened.
Somebody, random person, called me that your house is on fire and he sent me a picture. And then on call I could hear the sirens and all, so I was so sad because all of my stuff, everything, all the documents and everything is there. And yesterday I waited for like 4 hours to just go in and take a peek, like if anything is there worth saving. But they are not letting anybody go in.
It's not yet known when tenants will see the extent of the damage. Halifax Fire says there was some roof collapsing in the structures. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Meg Campbell, CBC News, Dartmouth.
The RCMP are also investigating a break-in at a Lunenburg County poultry farm that killed 10,000 chickens. The break-in happened at a farm on Nogler Road in Pine Grove, Friday, July the 25th at 9:45 p.m. Officers learned after the barn was broken into, the building's ventilation fans had been turned off, killing the chickens. RCMP say temperatures in the barn soared to about 37 degrees.
They turned the system off, and that meant the temperature increased. So when the owners came out the next morning, they could smell before they saw what had happened. So that meant thousands of chickens had died.
RCMP have not yet discovered a motive, and they don't believe anything was taken. They are asking anyone with information about the break and enter to contact them.
Researchers are trying to determine what caused the death of a large great white shark that recently washed ashore near Pictou. These images show the massive predator as it was discovered on the shoreline. The Marine Animal Response Society says the body of this 580-kilogram male was discovered Friday on a beach in the area. Researchers spent the weekend conducting a necropsy, but they say no obvious cause of death was identified and additional testing is needed. Experts say there's evidence climate change has led to warmer ocean temperatures, making it easier for many ocean species to move forward. An organization that supports foster parents in Nova Scotia is condemning the province for cutting all of its funding. The group says it must now terminate some of its programs, which will hinder its ability to advocate for youth in care. But as Selena Alders reports, the government plans to take over these services.
Lydia Foster spent years in and out of Nova Scotia's foster care system. The 20-year-old has some concerns about the government's decision to cut funding to a group that provides training and advocacy for foster parents.
The Federation having their funding cut abruptly, I don't feel like that's going to be beneficial to the province in any way.
In a letter, the Federation of Foster Families Nova Scotia announced the provincial government has scrapped all of its funding for next year. That means the group will have to end its training programs and an initiative that supports foster parents when allegations of abuse are made.
If we are taking away supports from the foster parents or reallocating those supports to other sectors, I struggle with seeing the benefit to the foster parent and by proxy the children that are in our care.
The province says it will take over these services, part of a broader transformation to improve the system.
It's really important to say our foster families are some of our most dedicated caregivers, but this whole transition was designed to stabilize our foster care system.
But the organization's board chair worries that at a time when more foster parents are needed, these funding cuts could hinder recruitment.
We're trying to show that foster parents are supported by the department. They are supported by various organizations, but then the other hand is showing that those supports can be taken away at any point in time.
As of this spring, there were about 800 children in government care in Nova Scotia, about half that number in foster care specifically. Lydia Foster doesn't think it's a bad idea for the province to take over training foster parents, but at the end of the day, she says what she wants to see is more care and concern for the children at the heart of the system.
There's so many things that the government could be doing, but the main thing for me is to actually get on a youth, like a foster youth level or a former youth and cares level.
Selena Alders, CBC News, Halifax.
Premier Tim Houston defended his travel costs today. Speaking to reporters after a healthcare announcement in Bridgewater, he says he is following the same process that has been in place for previous premiers. He says many factors contribute to booking flights and hotels, including security.
There have certainly been times in my tenure as Premier where we've went to foreign countries and the local organizers said, "You're staying where?" and raised security issues on the spot.
Opposition parties have criticized Houston's recent trip to Geneva to meet with the owners of the company with a controlling interest in the Port of Halifax. Expense records show the overnight business class standard flight cost almost $12,900. The premier stayed 2 nights at a Marriott hotel at a cost of almost $2,600.
Reported cases of anaplasmosis more than doubled in Nova Scotia between 2023 and 2025. The tick-borne illness is a bacterial infection spread by the bite of black-legged ticks and brown dog ticks. It causes flu-like symptoms, but in some cases, people don't even know they're infected as symptoms don't always develop. It can affect both humans and pets.
During tick season in Nova Scotia, if people are having a febrile illness without a clear source, such as respiratory urinary infection, really anaplasma is high on our list during tick-borne season. So being suspicious, getting checked out early, getting some routine blood work and testing for anaplasma is important. And often we are stuck, if there's nothing else going on, then treating with that doxycycline for 10 days.
So far this year, there have been 245 cases in the province. Anaplasmosis has now become the country's second most common tick-borne disease, following Lyme disease.
And Ryan joins us now. Quick look at the weather forecast here.
Yes, things cleared up today.
They certainly did. Sluggish fog patches along the coast, some drizzle and shower activity in some areas today, including in the metro area this morning. But we really cleared out nicely into the afternoon. High temperatures today, low to mid 20s across the island of Cape Breton and mid to high 20s across most of the rest of Nova Scotia. Some cooler sea breezes. Temperatures fairly similar for tomorrow. A little bit warmer in Cape Breton. Another beautiful day across the entire province. We are looking at isolated afternoon showers developing Northumberland Shore back into the Cobequid Bay and Annapolis Valley region, but it looks like 30% chance of showers there. More widespread shower chances on tap for Thursday thanks to a system approaching from the south. That is going to bring in, yes, a greater risk for Yarmouth and Shelburne up into the Bridgewater areas into the afternoon, and a late day risk towards the Halifax and Truro regions as well. Looks like we'll stay dry in the northeast at least until Thursday night into Friday as this next system starts to approach. We'll talk about that with your full forecast details coming up in a few minutes. Tom and Amy.
Stick around for that. Okay, thanks so much, Ryan.
Thank you.
A new nonprofit co-op in Halifax is aiming to make it easier for businesses and institutions to buy local food. The Halifax Regional Food Hub connects Nova Scotia farmers and producers to buyers in the city. It does so by giving buyers a single online system to buy local food from. The Food Hub also handles logistics like deliveries and bringing produce to its warehouse. One restaurant owner says she's been waiting for something like this for a long time.
It's so critical. I can't even, I'm so excited about this. It's really needed. We've been around for about 21 years. We're in our 22nd year. And when we first started to try to find farm fresh food, it was really difficult. There's no supplier list, so we had to really go out and find the farmers, pick up a lot of stuff. But this is a game changer for restaurants. You have to make it really easy for restaurants and large institutions to be able to order their stuff and get delivered.
Halifax Regional Food Hub is now looking to grow its network of buyers and producers to help feed the community.
Research Nova Scotia is investing $1 million into a biomanufacturing facility in Sydney. The Verschuren Centre creates dyes for clothing, plastic, and food by fermenting a strain of fungus or bacteria. The centre's CEO says the funding will allow their 5 client companies to bring their research into commercial use, something they've struggled with in the past.
A portion of it's for equipment. A portion of it is to bring expertise from outside in industry to solve the problems for each of those 5 companies. A portion of it is to help build a team internally around that knowledge. And another portion of that is to then say, well, look, we've got a lot of knowledge in sort of boomers who are going to retire. How do we download that and save it?
Mason says this investment will lead to major growth for those companies, earning as much as a combined $500 million over 3 years.
Well, in an era of Kindles and Kobos, or being able to just order a book off Amazon, you'd think local bookstores would be in trouble.
But shops around the Halifax area are finding their ways to survive. The CBC's Colin North has more.
When a used bookstore owes almost $20,000 in rent, you'd think its days are numbered. This time last year, John W. Duell Bookseller was on the brink of closing forever.
It was just a random Friday, I think, that I came into work just like usual, and there was somebody changing the locks on the doors, and John told me that we were going to be closing down permanently.
But a year later, after a flash sale and new ownership, this bookstore is still standing. Smith has made changes to the store layout and their online catalog. It's an example of what used bookstores have to do to survive in 2026.
In general, I just found it was so inspiring last year to see everybody show up. All the lines and happy people telling memories of the old store over in Halifax, all this stuff.
Used bookstores survive by appealing to their niche. Here, that means carrying books for the local researcher.
And we want to give access to like local history or niche things that are hard to find, out-of-print books for people doing research or tracing their family history, that sort of thing.
While John Duell specializes in collector's items and classics, a place like the Dartmouth Book Exchange focuses on titles released in the last decade. Sue Slade, the manager of the store, says ebooks and online stores haven't impacted them.
We don't see that. We've seen an increase in book sales, in physical book sales since COVID, and each year it's increased almost 20%. So yes, there is more online presence, but I think that also equals more people wanting them in their hands.
Here at the Dartmouth Book Exchange, they host local authors and book clubs, and they do not have an online store.
So to put your database, which we have a database, online is a couple $1,000, and then to maintain it is a couple $100 every year. So in order for us to do that, we'd have to jack up our prices. And everybody likes cheaper books.
She estimates that books would have to be marked up 25% to pay for an online store, and it would complicate how they do business. Back at John Duell's, there are plans to host another flash sale at the end of July. Only this time, it's a celebration instead of a last resort. Colin North, CBC News, Halifax.
Pretty nice night out there.
Sure is.
All right, Ryan will be back next with the full weather forecast. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
What?
Oh boy, did things turn around today. Man, it was a hot summer afternoon in Halifax for sure.
Yeah, it was a bit of a wet start, and it sounds like we're going to be back in that pattern again.
Yeah, tomorrow I think a bit of a sluggish start again, especially along the Atlantic coastline, fog patches and less shower activity. Could see a little bit of drizzle on that South Shore region, but another nice afternoon. Then we're going to get into some late week showers, but the weekend's looking a little brighter than it did 24 hours ago.
That's good news.
First, have a look at our webcam time lapse, and this from Peggy's Cove. This kind of telling the story from today, and you can see those fog patches this morning, some showers. Pretty quiet there at Peggy's for a time this morning. And then
wow, they filled in though, didn't they?
It certainly did. And I'm going to put a pause point here. Now, the time lapse, you can't really do a great pause point, but yeah, the Blue Nose 2 did sail by there today. You can see it.
Looks like many of them in the web pause.
Yeah.
How many Blue Nose? Oh, my gosh, yeah.
There's lots of them. Yeah, so the pause point doesn't work great, but did want it. There it is again. So it made an appearance there, and so did, what do you say, thousands of
Lots of people.
And then the fog coming back in this evening, and a live shot there at Peggy's. Yeah.
Less enjoyable.
Yeah.
But still,
the Blue Nose may
Peggy's.
still be there. We can't just see it.
It's true. It's true. Thanks to Nova Scotia webcams for that. And as we look at those temperatures out there right now, 21 in Halifax, 24 at the airport, 27 Truro and Amherst, and 28 in Keji. That's our hotspot. The fog will continue to roll inland for tonight. And so, yes, making for a bit of a sluggish start again tomorrow. There are those humidex values, 31. That's what it feels like from Sheet Harbor, the Mallee Falls station, all the way across through at the airport, 32 feeling in Keji. Winds have been generally light today, sustained though right now 20 and 26 in Lunenburg. Not too gusty though, some gusts closer to 30 from Yarmouth and Digby counties, coastal areas. Look at that cloud cover. Yes, things did indeed clear out quite nicely today. There's our latest low, which is moving out. Our next low is getting set to move in, and that is going to be moving in throughout the day on Thursday, bringing us some shower chances increasing throughout the day. But overall, it looks like, yeah, it'll be kind of a slowly but surely kind of system that it'll eventually work its way in for everybody by the time we get to Thursday night. Temperatures across Canada, pretty variable. 18 to 20 degrees, some much needed rain moving into BC right now. We've got 30 degrees in Regina, 29 in Winnipeg, 13 in St. John's, Newfoundland. Struggling there the last couple of days. And as we look at the forecast temperatures for tonight, we're going to be in the 14 to 16 degree range with those light winds, 13 to 15 for Cape Breton Island. As we move through tonight, yes, those fog patches, as you will see with the timeline, fog patches developing, cloud cover thickening here across the southwest of the province, and it does look like some patchy drizzle for tomorrow morning along that south shore. Looks like smooth sailing from the get-go, Cape Breton across that Northumberland shore. With that onshore flow, I think the cloud could remain a little bit capped tomorrow for you folks. Lunenburg, Liverpool, down through Shelburne counties. And tomorrow afternoon, as indicated here by this high-res model, looks like Antigonish County, Pictou County, Colchester, Cumberland, and even eastern areas of the valley could see an afternoon shower developing, but it looks fairly isolated. Temperatures ranging between 22 to 28 across Cape Breton tomorrow. It's a light sea breeze type day, so sea breezes all around. Warmest temperatures are going to be in and around the Bredor Lakes for tomorrow. 27 Antigonish, back into central areas. Again, slight chance for a shower here across northern areas tomorrow. Looking at a beautiful day once the fog retreats back to the coast along that Atlantic coastline. But with that southerly flow, temperatures will likely be limited to the teens. Indeed, along the Atlantic coastline, 26 to 27 degrees for inland areas. Here comes that next system. Showers marching in on Thursday. The greatest chances into the evening hours. This model here, a little earlier than some of the others. And so I'm holding off, calling it an after-supper risk for Cape Breton and the Northumberland shore as of right now. Looking at an afternoon risk for Halifax back towards the valley, and even late morning risk, Bridgewater down through Yarmouth and that south shore region. And it does look like that system passing to our south will continue to bring some showers into the mix on Friday with just kind of a cloudier day overall. Looking at that muggy meter, kind of still riding that 16 to 18 dew point range, which is notably noticeable. That's going to be the name of the game right into the weekend, which, yes, if you were with us last night, that is a better looking forecast for sure. Some shower chances for natal day. We'll keep you posted. Tom and Amy.
Yeah, but a lot more yellow on the board,
Yeah.
that's for sure. Okay, thanks so much, Ryan.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan. Well, last year's tourism season set records in PEI.
But while some operators on the island are feeling optimistic about this summer, others say revenue is down. The CBC's Connor Lamont reports.
This tourist season could be better for Torres Lou at the Cavendish Country Inn and Cottages. He says profits are down this year and there's more openings at his cottages. The big reason things aren't busier, the high cost of gas.
Well, we had people that booked for like 7 days or 4 days and they had to shorten their stay for 3 or 2 nights.
just because the expenses are going up higher.
Lou says he was booked solid in July and August last year, but with more empty rooms this year, he's lowered some rates. On top of this, costs like cleaning supplies are higher, and the weather hasn't been as good as last season. He says other operators are saying the same thing.
Just slower, a little bit slower compared to last year. Just the traffic. I mean, you can see the roads here. There's less cars, less traffic now. It's just slow in general.
2025 was a record tourism year on PEI for visitors, overnight stays, and spending. This year, the Tourism Industry Association of PEI says overall, things are off to a good start, even with the high cost of gas.
Not every year can be a record-breaking year, but all of the indications I've had so far is that we are on par or maybe slightly ahead. We're still waiting for the final numbers, of course, to come in, but overall, I think people are really happy. There seems to be a couple pockets maybe of last-minute cancellations, but everything is pacing really strong.
Clement says PEI beaches and festivals are still big economic drivers. Golf is very popular too.
Even with weather, down and up in June, we still had a paid rounds increase around 5% and around 3% on the year to date so far. So, people are still coming, they're still golfing when they get here.
However, Clement says even with record-breaking seasons or strong visitor numbers, it doesn't necessarily mean record profits for operators.
We're hearing a lot from operators that the cost of operating is very high. There's fuel surcharges. The cost of goods have gone up. Of course, wages have gone up.
Clement says lower bridge and ferry tolls are big incentives to come for stays, especially short ones, and that the numbers say this September and October could be a banner fall for operators. Connor Lamont, CBC News, Cavendish.
Coming up, what you need to know about anaplasmosis, a tick-borne illness that's on the rise in Nova Scotia.
A tick-borne illness is on the rise in Nova Scotia. Reported cases of anaplasmosis have more than doubled between 2023 and 2025. For more on this, we're joined by Dr. Paul Bonner, an infectious diseases physician at Nova Scotia Health. So we've heard a lot about Lyme disease over the years, but perhaps not as much about anaplasmosis. Would you walk us through what it is and how it spreads?
Sure. Anaplasma is similar to Lyme in that it's transmitted from the same tick, the black-legged tick. But it's a bit different in that it tends to present a bit quicker than Lyme and usually doesn't have a rash associated with it. So folks usually feel unwell, flu-like illness, that type of thing during tick season.
Well, what kind of treatment is available?
Yeah, thankfully, it's the same treatment we typically use for Lyme. So doxycycline, the main medication for Lyme, is the primary treatment for anaplasmosis.
And how long do you have to be treated to be well after it?
Yeah, typically 10 days of doxycycline is fully curative.
Well, how long does a tick need to be on a person for them to get infected?
Yeah, we're not entirely sure for anaplasmosis. It's probably quicker than for Lyme. Some studies have seen it as early as a couple of hours, but it's a bit hard to know. And it's particularly important that a tick bite history, while important, isn't completely necessary or needed to make a diagnosis of anaplasma. Mainly because the nymphs, which are very small, can go unnoticed, and often folks present with tick-borne illnesses without a clear history of a tick bite.
Well, without that bullseye rash, how hard is it to determine that it is anaplasmosis?
Yeah, so it can be very tricky without that rash, of course, that we get with Lyme disease. With anaplasma, there can be some subtle clues on routine blood work. So things like your platelets or white blood cell counts can be low, and liver enzymes can be elevated. And if there's not another good reason for those, that can be a clue that anaplasma is causing the febrile illness. In addition, sometimes the pathologist can get clues on the blood smear that there's anaplasma infection.
Well, before it gets to that point, folks are at home not feeling well. How do you determine that it is that they should be getting checked for?
Yeah, really during tick season in Nova Scotia, if people are having a febrile illness without a clear source, such as respiratory urinary infection, really anaplasma is high on our list during tick-borne season. So being suspicious, getting checked out early, getting some routine blood work and testing for anaplasma is important. And often we are stuck, if there's nothing else going on, then treating with that doxycycline for 10 days.
Now, in 2023, Nova Scotia logged 317 cases. Last year, that number was 681. As of July 13th of this year, we've reached 245. Why do you think we're seeing such a jump in cases?
Yeah, it's hard to know. Clearly changing ecology, ecosystems, climate change, all contributes to this. Certainly the lab does a great job with testing. So any order for Lyme disease, automatically the lab tests for anaplasmosis. So we do pick up a lot of anaplasma, even without symptoms. But indeed, certainly our environmental epidemiology is changing.
Well, what can folks do to try and prevent getting it?
Yeah, so good question. I mean, obviously, tick checks, being diligent about checking when coming in from the outside. There's some good information on Nova Scotia Public Health website, particularly about how to do tick checks, but also wash clothing, showering practices, and maintenance of property. So keeping lawn cut short, reducing buildup of debris that can attract rodents and that type of thing. So really trying to minimize tick exposure is the best bet. And then again, just being a bit diligent about recognizing that during tick season, having a fever really should be getting checked out and considering a tick-borne infection.
Well, how does it compare to Lyme for symptoms and recovery time, maybe longer lasting effects?
Yeah, generally the anaplasma comes on fairly quick. With early treatment, things do settle down quite quickly. The fever usually goes away. Rarely folks have been sick enough requiring hospitalization, particularly when the platelets and some of the blood cell counts go low, causing some complications that can lead to hospitalizations. Generally, though, by the end of the 10 days of doxycycline, folks are doing very well and back to baseline or very close to that. So a little bit different than Lyme, which can certainly cause more neurological infections, joint infections that require longer treatment and can lead to longer lasting effects.
All right, well, some important information. Thank you very much for walking us through it, Dr. Paul Bonner. We appreciate it.
No, my pleasure. Thanks for your interest.
Coming up, Donald Trump meets separately with the leaders of Israel and Ukraine during their visits to Washington.
And rescue operations are underway after a 7.1 magnitude earthquake rocked an island in the south of Japan.
Lotto Max
Welcome back. High-level meetings took place today at the White House with wartime leaders. Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky and Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu were in Washington for the funeral of their supporter, Senator Lindsey Graham.
It was also a chance for them to find out where they stand with the American president. Nick Harper is following the story.
A day of foreign policy followed by a funeral. Dignitaries and world leaders gathered to pay their final respects to longtime Senator Lindsey Graham. Leading the tributes was US President Donald Trump.
And it was this conviction that took him as a senator to almost every country on earth, confronting America's adversaries and standing up for America's friends. He had tremendous friendships all over the world.
One of those friends, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Graham visited Zelensky in Ukraine in the days before his death and had often urged US support for the embattled country. On Tuesday morning, the Ukrainian leader looked to shore up that US support. At the White House, he petitioned President Trump for more Patriot interceptor missiles to slow Russia's continued bombardment of Ukraine. At the NATO summit earlier this month, Trump said he would allow Ukraine the license to produce those missiles. But Zelensky also posted on social media he hopes to reinvigorate diplomacy to end the more than 4-year war. Trump also met Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Their relationship has been strained in recent months since both countries launched joint attacks on Iran. Trump resisting pressure from Netanyahu to escalate the conflict, amid advice from his own administration that US missile stockpiles are running low. The White House described today's meetings as positive and productive, but provided little detail about what was discussed or agreed upon. Nick Harper for CBC News, Washington.
Japan is reeling after a major earthquake devastated a southern island, injuring dozens of people. It comes 10 years after another earthquake hit the same region. The CBC's Julia Wong now on the destruction and the recovery efforts.
An earthquake so massive it shook city blocks and rattled huge bridges. Tuesday, the Japanese Meteorological Agency said a magnitude 7.1 earthquake struck Kyushu Island near the city of Kumamoto. The U.S. Geological Survey pegs the quake at 6.8. The rupture toppled shrines, overturned trains, even causing a wall of Kumamoto Castle to fall apart. The wall started to crumble a bit, says this witness, adding stuff was falling from above. It was really something, says this man. It didn't fall down piece by piece, he says. It came crashing down all at once. 300,000 people have been told to go to evacuation centers. Critical infrastructure has been badly damaged, and a partial collapse of a mall trapped some inside. The Japanese Prime Minister warns the risk isn't over, saying there could be strong aftershocks in the coming week. The quake rattled many, like these shoppers at a Costco. But one expert says they're common in this part of Japan. An earthquake struck the same region 10 years ago.
Kumamoto region is a seismic region, which is relatively close to the subduction zone of the Pacific side. So they would expect that the relatively large earthquake every 10 to 20 years.
But cleanup, he says, will likely take some time, saying it could be months for life to return to normal. Julia Wong, CBC News, Edmonton.
Spain and France are suffering through a summer of record-breaking wildfires. About 330,000 people have been driven from their homes. The area around Bordeaux is particularly threatened, with firefighters doing all they can to keep the flames from reaching the city. William Denslow reports.
Here in the heart of Bordeaux, restaurants are open, shops are too. But there remains a degree of trepidation. According to officials, these wildfires that have ravaged the region are at the gates of the municipality of Bordeaux. The mayor says that all eventualities are being considered. Firefighters are working tirelessly to keep the flames at bay. It's estimated that more than 40,000 hectares of land have been burned in the Gironde region. It has remained consistent at around that number for the past 2 days. These efforts from firefighters to block by cutting down huge swathes over 100 kilometers, around 70 miles or so, of trees to remove the ammunition that the fires have been used to fuel these flames, have helped restrict the fire's spread. There are concerns going forward, though. Temperatures here in the region are on the rise, and they are expected to continue to do so in the coming days. Parts of France expect to see temperatures in the region of 40 degrees Celsius this week. That will harm firefighters' efforts to really get a control of this blaze.
Et en violet, c'est ce que vous êtes en train de finir.
Exactement. Emmanuel Macron, the French president, was here in the region on Monday. He says that this is an unprecedented situation. He says that officials should expect this situation to linger for a while. Officials fear that because of the severity of this fire, it could be weeks, if not months, until it's fully extinguished. And for the tens of thousands of people that are being forced to evacuate, huge questions remain when they'll be allowed to return to their homes safely and what exactly they might expect when they're able to do so. William Denslow for CBC News in Bordeaux, France.
Hundreds of wildfires continue to burn across this country, many of them out of control, including in BC, where a fire near the village of Clinton keeps growing, and it's forcing people in nearby communities to flee.
As soon as we saw those flames start coming down over that mountain, we were like, okay, the very most important things, and you know, everything's important, but the most important things were our children and our animals.
The fire is a result of two former blazes merging into one, now engulfing more than 600 square kilometers. An evacuation order is now in effect for the community of 70 Mile House in BC. Meanwhile, Ontario continues to fight more than 150 active wildfires, the vast majority in the northwest, more than 20 of which are burning out of control. Additional crews have been called in from Alberta to help. A number of evacuation orders or alerts remain in effect in areas around Thunder Bay and Dryden.
Patients in Alberta will soon have the option to refer themselves for important diagnostic tests without needing to see a doctor first for a referral, but only if they're willing to pay for it. As the CBC's Joe Harwood reports, that is raising concerns among some physicians.
Starting Friday, Albertans will be able to refer themselves for MRIs, CT scans, ultrasounds, and X-rays if they're willing to pay.
This new approach complements and strengthens Alberta's public health care system. It won't replace it.
The Alberta government says the new self-referral system should help alleviate pressure on the health system. While Albertans could already pay for private scans, they still needed a referral from a primary care physician. Now, patients will be able to self-refer to a private clinic. The government is not setting limits on how much those clinics can charge.
Ultimately, the private clinics do set their own price, so the cost will vary from clinic to clinic.
But patients can be reimbursed should the self-referred tests lead to a new cancer diagnosis.
1 in 2 Albertans will develop cancer in their lifetime, and these diagnoses will allow us to catch it sooner, to make treatment more viable and less invasive for the patients.
They're solidifying a two-tier American-style healthcare system. That's my concern.
The opposition NDP says the new framework shows the provincial government is giving up on fixing Alberta's public healthcare system.
This is not going to solve the problem that exists within our healthcare system. This is going to make it wait time longer, and it's going to create a two-tier system where for those who can afford may probably get faster access, but the majority of Albertans are not going to get faster access.
The province says scans through the public system will still be prioritized. The reimbursement system is expected to launch Saturday. Joe Horwood, CBC News, Calgary.
Canadians clearly got a kick out of the recent FIFA World Cup. New polling suggests it prompted nearly 2 million Canadians to develop an interest in soccer. That would mean the sport is second only to hockey. Karen Paul shows us what's behind those numbers.
Big goals propelling Canada's national men's team further into the World Cup than ever before.
Say who are Canada? Say who are Canada?
Canadians were all in, and new numbers show it. These players still buzzing about it.
It was a big moment for us, like making it to the round of 16.
It was definitely something that Canada should be proud of. I think the future's big. I think this soccer can really be the main sport.
Soccer is already the most played sport in Canada. Now, according to a new survey taken in the final days of the World Cup, soccer is our second favorite sport to watch, behind hockey, but ahead of baseball, basketball, and football. It's number one for Canadians aged 18 to 29 and those not born in Canada.
I mean, hockey still is number one, and so I still think it's a core part of our identity, but I think it reflects how much Canada is actually changing itself.
We built something nobody saw coming. A team that belongs on any pitch.
Canada Soccer is delighted.
It was a chance for us to say that Canadians have room in their heart for more than one sport. This is our sport now. This is our game now, too.
But there have been big moments for other Canadian sports teams. After the Blue Jays World Series playoff run last year, Baseball Canada says registrations for youth baseball programs soared this spring.
Canada, the NBA title is yours.
After the Raptors' NBA championship in 2019, youth enrollment in basketball increased 35%.
I think soccer has a great chance of becoming Canada's next sport.
But this sports journalist says it may take another generation to get there.
Simply because that next moment of, winning on the world stage, gathering the whole country, we might be still a few years, few decades from that.
The Women's World Cup is next summer. Canada's women won Olympic gold in 2020, and now there's hope both national teams will compete in LA in 2028, carrying that momentum forward. Karen Pauls, CBC News, Winnipeg.
To the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow now, where Kylie Mass has won gold in the women's 50-meter backstroke final. It is the 11th career medal for the Canadian swimmer at the Games. And here are some of the day's other highlights.
But we're going to get a double twisting Kasamatsu vault.
That was Canada's Felix Dalsey winning his third gold of the tournament in the men's gymnastics vault final. He's no stranger to the podium, already winning 6 medals at these games. Speaking of heavyweights, Maud Sharon broke records, lifting a combined total of 232 kilograms and winning her third consecutive weightlifting gold in Glasgow. Joining her is Charlotte Simoneau, who also won gold for women's weightlifting 69-kilogram category. And in running, Michael Barber won silver in the men's 1,500-meter T20 para-competition final.
Canada's main stock index drove further into record territory today, while U.S. markets were mixed, with AI stocks recovering some of their losses from earlier in the day. Here now, a look at the numbers as we head to break. Yeah, it was hot this afternoon. Yeah, sticky hot.
Yes, we had a bit of a fire drill, so we got to go out in the afternoon.
That's true. We were outside this afternoon, fire drill here, and out in the parking lot. We're lucky that we're with you tonight.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
All worked out.
Yeah, for sure. Now, have a look at our viewer picture of the day. This one is a beautiful one. We're going to zoom in on the edge of the Bay of Fundy, Port George.
Ooh. Oh, look at the hummingbirds.
2 of them.
And they look perfectly captured. They're not blurry or anything.
No, exactly.
No.
Wow, that was a good shot.
Which is a feat.
Yeah.
Given how quick they move around. Thanks to Beth Robinson for this fantastic sunset shot. Yeah, beautiful. Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. Port George tomorrow, slight risk for a shower. The greatest chances are going to be towards the Northumberland shore tomorrow, it appears. But northern areas could see an isolated shower. Tomorrow morning, along the south shore, we'll see some patchy drizzle, and the fog patches are going to be rolling inland tonight. So a bit of a cloudier start to the day, but then mixing out to a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. So one of those sluggish starts again, but big improvements into the afternoon. There's Thursday, chances for showers marching in from southwest to northeast. The timing of that shower activity is still up in the air, but it does look like the southwest, the greatest risk for the daytime hours, then into central, late afternoon, and then finally into the northeast into the evening. The mugginess, yeah, certainly a factor today, and notably noticeable right through the next few days. Perhaps a bit of a rise toward the end of the weekend as the shower chances will increase into natal day. Let's get right to that 7-day forecast. So yeah, shower chances on the increase for Thursday. For Friday, looks like lingering clouds and showers. Saturday, Sunday, looking pretty good. And then natal day, chance for some showers moving back in primarily into the afternoon. At this point, we'll keep you posted.
All right, got it. Thanks, Ryan. Well, Japan's viral baby monkey Punch just celebrated his first birthday.
And for his birthday, his zoo hosted a birthday message exhibit for him ahead of the big day. More than 2,000 cards poured in from around the world to mark the occasion.
Of course, Punch became a social media sensation after a video of him clinging to an orangutan plushie went viral earlier this year. And there's no doubt he's captured the hearts of many since.
The birthday exhibit will remain until August 30th. Happy belated to Punch.
That's right.
All right, that is it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.